Magandang araw ka mag-aral. Ako si Sir Bernard, ang iyong guro at gabay sa pag-aaral dito sa Grade 6 Mathematics. Ihanda na ang SLM, papel at lapis at tayo ay mag-aaral. Ang ating topic ngayon ay expressing one value as a fraction of another given their ratio and vice versa. After going through this lesson, you are expected to express one value as a fraction of another given their ratio and vice versa. Let's start. The question is, what is a ratio? Ratio is a way of comparing two or more quantities having the same units. It is comparing quantity A to quantity B. Let's say quantity A are apples and quantity B are oranges. So when we compare apple to oranges, then we have a ratio. The quantities may be separate entities or they may be different parts of a whole. You can write the ratio of A and B in three ways. It can be in a word form, it can be in column form, or a fraction form. The order in which the ratio is expressed is very important. The order of the terms in a ratio must correspond to the order. Let's say the ratio or the order is A to B, therefore the ratio must be written as A is to B. Or the order is B to A, then the ratio must be written in or as B is to A. Now let us have example number 1. Compare the number of circles to triangles or vice versa. Let's have circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 circles, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So we have 8 circles to 6 triangles. Ratio of circles to triangles. We have the word form as 8 is to 6, the column form as 8 is to 6, and the fraction form as 8 is to 6. You will see here that in word form, we use the word is to. In column form, the symbol of colon, and in fraction form, it is in a fraction figure. Let us have a ratio or order of triangles to circle. So in word form, we have now 6 is to 8, then we have the colon form as 6 is to 8, and fraction form as 6 is to 8. If you compare the part of the total of the shapes, the ratio of the part of the total has the same meaning as a fraction. This refers now to a part to a whole. Let us have example number 2. Compare the total number of shapes to number of triangles. So this is already telling us the order or the rule in writing the ratio. So we have the circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we have triangles as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 8 circles plus 6 triangles, then we have 14 shapes. So the ratio of total shapes to triangle. Now this is now your order. Shapes to triangle. So you have the word form as 14 is to 6. Colon form as 14 is to 6. Then the fraction form as 14 is to 6. Now we have also the ratio of triangles to total shapes. The order now is triangles to total shapes. So the word form ratio is 6 is to 14, column form 6 is to 14, fraction form 6 is to 14. The fraction form 14 is to 6 or 6 is to 14, even if the ratio is in fraction form, you will say 14 is to 6 or 6 is to 14. So we will read this one now as 14 is to 6 and this one as 6 is to 14. Ratio should also be in simplest form or lowest form like a fraction. Let's say 14 is to 6. When we reduce 14 is to 6, we factor 14 as 2 times 7. Then 6 as 2 times 3. Then we have this common factor of 2. We cancel 2 and 2, which give us 1 and 1. So we have 1 times 7 equals 7, then 1 times 3 equals 3. So we have now the simplest form now as 7 is to 3 as your answer. Then if we have the other order as 6 is to 14, simplifying 6 is to 14, find the common factors of 6 and 14, wherein 6 has a factor of 2 times 3 and 14 as 2 times 7. Then we cancel the common factors as 2 and 2. That will give us 1. So 1 times 2 equals 3. Then 1 times 7 equals 7. Then will give us 3 is to 7, and that is the simplest form. Let us have example number 3. Express the ratio of 3 25 centavo coins to 3 peso coins in column form. Now let us have 25 centavos. There are 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3 peso coins. Thus, in this example, you can express ratio of two quantities as 3 is to 12. Since there are 4 25 centavo coin in each 1 peso coin. Let us go further. So this 3 25 centavo to 3 pesos. Then these 3 centavo coins will give us 3 centavo coins. So there are 3 centavo coins here. Then we have this 3 pesos. To make a ratio, they must be the same quantity. So if we're going to convert this 3 peso into 25 centavos, it will give us 12 25 centavo coins. So we have now 3 25 centavo coins and 12 25 centavo coins. Since the two quantities have different units, you need to make sure that they must be in the same units to express the right ratio. So 3 25 centavo coins to 12 25 centavo coins, then the ratio now is 3 is to 12. Since 3 and 12 or 3 is to 12 is in ratio form, they must be in simplest form. So in simplest form, the ratio of 3 25 centavo coin to 3 peso coin or 3 pesos is 1 is to 4 or 1 is to 4. Let us have example number 4. Express the equivalent ratio of 2 is to 4. Now let us use 2 is to 4 to find the equivalent ratios. To find the equivalent ratio of 2 is to 4, let us use one number to multiply the upper number and the lower number. So let us use 2 as our multiplier. So 2 times 2, then 4 times 2, we have 4 is to 8. Thus, 4 is to 8 is a ratio equivalent to 2 is to 4. Let us have 2 is to 4 again. Let us use another number. Let's say 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, then 4 times 3 is 12, then we have 6 is to 12. Then 6 is to 12 is a ratio equivalent to 2 is to 4. Now let us have another example. Let us multiply 2 is to 4 to another number, which is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 4 times 4 is 16. So we have 8 is to 16. Then we have a ratio equivalent to 2 is to 4, 8 is to 16. Again, let us use 2 is to 4. Then let us use another number, 5. So 2 times 5 is 10, 4 times 5 is 20. Then we have 10 is to 20. Then that will be a ratio equivalent to 2 is to 4. The possible equivalent ratio now of 2 is to 4 in column form are 4 is to 8, 6 is to 12, 8 is to 16, and 10 is to 20. There are instances that the term of ratio do not have the same units or classifications. This is a special ratio called rate. For example, we have kilometers to an hour. So kilometers and hour cannot be converted to the same quantity, so they are called rate when we are going to compare these two quantities. Let us have example number 5. Rome scored 180 points in 5 basketball games. Find the average rate per game. So we have now the rate equals to 180 points is to 5 games. So we have the ratio now as 180 is to 5, and we're going to simplify it. Divide 180 by 5 and 5 by 5, and it will give us 36 is to 1. Then the rate now is 36 points per game. Now let us have our summary. Ratio is a comparison of two or more quantities having the same units. 3 ways of writing ratios: in word form, column form, and fraction form. Ratios are simplified to its simplest form. Rate is a special form of ratio. Thank you! At muli, ito si Sir Bernard na nagsasabing mag-aral ng mabuti upang umunlad ang sarili. Paalam!